Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Founders Live Center Stage. We are coming live from Harare, Zimbabwe. My name is Nick Hughes. This is Luis Antizana. We are in the cloud, but we have a great event coming live from Harare. Luis, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Nick. Great to be here. I am really excited to be seeing what's in store for our presenters from Zimbabwe. Um, this is going to be a great show. We are virtual today from the ground, but we've got everything's going to be all here controlled in StreamYard. So take it away.
This is awesome. Hey everyone, we've already got comments. Fire, the wait is over.
Yes,
Look at this. MES has supporters, and hey,
already.
we want you all to support these startups coming out of Harare, and we're so excited to hear from them later. We have an incredible show for you. We have a show that is, we're going to do some introductions. We're going to have a conversation with a special guest that has an incredible product that you will be excited to learn about and hopefully use. Then we're going to do some previews of the startups that we're going to hear from. Then we're going to bring on our team, Team Harare, Oxy, and Tadzoka. We're going to hear from them. We're going to hand off the show. Then you will hear and see your startups there. So excited. Look at that. MES just has supporters coming out all over the place. But Luis, this is so great. What are you excited about to hear from today coming out of Zimbabwe?
You know what? Mostly for me, I mentioned this to a couple of weeks ago when we were previewing this show. I love the emotion, the scent, the expression, the enthusiasm every time we have visit an event in the continent of Africa. The people are so ready to go, and I think that Africa and Zimbabwe and Kenya and all the different countries within it that where we have Founders Live cities, everybody is working so hard on innovative ideas for their community, for the planet. There's just a new way of doing things there, and just an infectious enthusiasm that I'm sure that everybody watching is going to feel throughout the evening.
Yeah. And so this is great. And we welcome you. We encourage you to share your thoughts there in the comments. Again, as you see, people are excited and we're just getting going, everyone. All right. So, as we get going here, I just want to share with you, some thoughts and some ideas of Founders Live. Some of you, this might be your first Founders Live, and it's probably your first center stage, which is a unique concept within Founders Live. We are here today.
Show.
It's a show, and we have this weekly show that you can watch every single week from another area of the world celebrating entrepreneurship. So excited. Founders Live is powering the pulse of entrepreneurship all around the world. We've been in Harare, Zimbabwe for a number of years now, probably 3 years at least. And this is this is show 20 out of Harare, but we are powering the pulse around the world. So this is the new Founders Live. It's about inspiration, education, and entertainment. So excited. So we have this global ecosystem and social network combined with these local live events. We're thankful that through the pandemic, we're starting to see events getting back into in-person, and that's happening in all of our cities around the world. That will happen soon in Zimbabwe, but today we are live and virtual. But as we build the homepage of the modern entrepreneur, we're bringing the necessary resources, information, entertainment to help you all become the best entrepreneurs you can. And so we have that plus these live events that are streamed around the world, 5 presenting startups. They get 99 seconds to pitch, 4 minutes of questions, and you, the audience, will choose which ones you think are the best. So, as the industry defining brand of entrepreneurship around the world, we started this in Seattle. So in the United States, I started this about 8 years ago, and Founders Live just continued to grow around the world. And we are now in approximately 90 cities around the world, 28 countries. You see those dots there. It's an amazing journey, and we're only getting started. So please follow us. Hey, if you want to start Founders Live in your city, in your country, we're going to, let's see, right here, Founders Live Expand. I'm taking this, we're putting it in the chat. Feel free to share this out. And if you want to expand Founders Live in your city or country, if it's not in your city or country, reach out to us. You'll see the link in there. We're excited to continue to grow. I want to cover our 5 core values real quick before we get into the show. Number 1 is about respectful authenticity. We encourage everyone to be their authentic self. We include everyone and believe that everyone has an opportunity to be successful with entrepreneurship. So make sure that you remember that as you interact with people, as well as just know that you have an opportunity here within Founders Live to get your resources, get your growth and access to expand. Number 2 is gather around the campfire. Just like figuratively, as this community, as a campfire, we encourage you to entertain and tell stories of the future, and find your community and entertain them. We're going to hear about these stories today, and we're excited to hear that. So gather around your campfire. Thirdly, open the door. Do great things for people without expecting a return. Introduce that person to someone new. Help them out. That's the community that we want to see grow around the world. We know you can do that. Fourthly, business equals fun. You'll notice we have fun here. We want to encourage you to enjoy, have fun while you do your business. And lastly, climate consciousness. So we commit to operating our global business in a climate conscious manner, including measuring and lessening our footprint where possible. We encourage you to think about doing that as well, to help be part of the solution in our world that is a challenged experience with the growing climate issues. So we encourage you to enjoy those. Everyone, hey, Luis, this is center stage. Here we go. What do you think?
It's amazing. We're already at the end of May. We have gone through, I think we started at the last week of February with some testing, and gosh, we're 3 months into this now. A new show that is that allows everybody around the world to experience a different city every single week. I think it's so fun. It's gotten better every single week. We're getting used to the flow of this whole thing, and I think we love visiting a city that is having their live event and showing people what it's like to have that in-person experience. But the nice thing about having an event that's all virtual, like today, which sometimes happens because the pandemic and certain mitigating factors, but when everybody's virtual, then we're all here on the same stream. So that's kind of the saving grace of center stages. It's going to happen one way or the other. And we welcome everybody who's watching from the continent of Africa, from Europe, APAC, Asia Pacific region, Latin America, United States, North America, anywhere in the world. You're seeing what happens, how they do it here in Harare, Zimbabwe. 2 weeks from now, we will be in Jakarta, Indonesia. And then 3 weeks from now, we'll be in Nashville, Tennessee. So you're going to see a whole wide variety of founders and startups. And I think it's really fun. So I think we're onto something here, Nick.
Awesome. Yeah, so cool. Hey, our next segment is a special guest that you're going to hear his journey. You're also going to learn about this really cool new language learning app that Matt has created with his team. We are excited to bring on Matt Sussman to join us in a conversation around his journey, as well as the new voice learning product, Flow. Matt, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nick and Luis. Happy to be here. Love the Founders Live community message and values, and just really happy to be working with you both.
Awesome. Welcome to the show. Yeah, we're going to I'm going to drop off Luis. We're going to have a great conversation. We're going to bring Luis back soon, and he'll join us. But good to see you, Luis. We're going to drop you off. Matt, man, this is an amazing opportunity to hear about what you have experienced as a founder, and then what you've brought to the market here to help people around the world. First, share with us a little bit of your story. Let's first, just really hear about your journey into entrepreneurship. First question is a bit of background on yourself.
Thanks, Nick. And again, happy to be here. Happy to connect with the members of Founders Live in Harare and around the world. Happy to share my story. And of course, as entrepreneurs, telling our story is really a critical part of our journey and our process of getting our businesses going. And so I'm happy to share my story. When I finished college, the economy was quite bad in the United States, and a professor encouraged me to think about new environments, to travel, to meet new people, look for opportunities where you might not expect to find it. And I ended up, long story short, I ended up traveling to Japan as an English teacher. I never expected to be living in Asia. I hadn't studied that in school. I knew no Japanese. I knew next to nothing about Japan. But I thought, well, this is an adventure and I could go do something new. I went to Japan and I was so excited to be there. And I was so stimulated by the different culture, meeting new people, and of course, learning the language. And so that's where my story starts, and as an English teacher. And I realized, through my career that I just really love helping people. I find it really rewarding to see them progress in their career, to make new stages in their development. And of course, that meant English language learning. But there's a little bit of a frustrating experience that I had with that as well, is that I couldn't help my students as much as I wanted to. They would come into my class maybe once a week or twice a week. Maybe the most ambitious students would try 3 days a week. But that really wasn't enough to get them to fluency. So, I had that frustration, like, what can I do to help my students do better? I would give them more homework. I would offer to talk with them more often, and they were eager to learn. But there was a barrier there, because they just didn't have the opportunity to speak English every day. After I was an English teacher, I actually started a business to help young people to do internships in hotels overseas. And then I worked for a study abroad company. Most recently, I was the executive director of the Fulbright Scholarship Program in Japan. So I've had this career all in education, but the common theme through all of that was to help people reach their next stage in their development.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love asking this question. Why entrepreneurship? It's not an easy road. Why start your own business rather than just continually working for a bigger company and all that? Why jump into the founder journey?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Nick. It's always been a passion of mine to do new things, to try to be creative, to try to put my skills out there and see how far I can go. So I think that's a really attractive thing to entrepreneurship, to see how you can package yourself and your business and use all the different tools. You have to really be, talented in many areas. I think if you're a person who has many interests and you want to try to develop yourself in many different areas, there's just really no better alternative than being an entrepreneur. But that's also the challenge, right? Of managing your toolkit and all of those skills that you need to succeed in entrepreneurship. And so I was fortunate to meet entrepreneurs early in my life, hear their stories, and think, wow, I would really like to try that myself. So I grew up here in California, and there's quite a vibrant entrepreneurship, economy community here. And so growing up, I was able to meet entrepreneurs doing all kinds of businesses, medical field, people doing sports businesses, things that weren't particularly my interest. But what I saw through all of these people is how they were creative, how they were able to problem solve, how they were positive minded. I found all of that incredibly attractive. And I thought, wow, I would love to be able to do what they could do. So that was inspiring to me.
Yeah. And as you got started, what were some thought like what were some tools, or did you speak to advisors, or maybe let's go with some tips that what you learned as you got started. You're still early in this process with this product too, but what have you found that has been helpful that you can share with the audience, that maybe tricks or tips or some lessons learned, just for early stage founders to get that momentum going?
Right, right. A good question. So I would recommend, I think entrepreneurship covers a wide area, and there's lots of ways to be an entrepreneur. Typically, we think of entrepreneurship as a business, and certainly it's that. But I think as young people are starting anything you start that's new can be considered entrepreneurship. So when I was growing up, I like to start clubs. I held contests for sports, and these were all things that didn't have anything to do necessarily with business and the transaction of money. It was just about bringing people together, trying to organize an event, and to share ideas with other people. So yeah, when I was in college, I did a basketball project, and then by fundraising, we were able to resurface a court there at the university. And I've helped other friends that were doing projects like that. So a great way is just to get started. You have an idea and run with it, and try to bring people in to share your vision. And then it's interesting how, through the process, you can learn so much, by asking people for help, by bringing in people to help you. And it gradually builds if you have a vision, and the idea, can capture other people, to work together.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would just add to that. So we were every month we have our city leader calls, which basically means we bring our city leaders from around the world together, community, talk, get to know each other, share thoughts, and kind of tips on that. So we do that every month, and one of our city leaders, actually from Nigeria, uh, his name's Zach, and he
Mm.
shared a really amazing insight that is so simple. I think it gets overlooked. And he said, "To be great, you must simply get started." And we think about that for a second, everyone. You just got to get started. And you can't be great if you don't get started, right? You can get started and maybe not be great, but you cannot be great if you don't get started. And so let's not make this too difficult, okay? And I thought the lesson was really just that in the simplicity of the statement of just get started. And we can tell you, look, from the United States and even in Zimbabwe, once you get started, the help will show up, and you keep asking people and you keep searching. It's going to show up, but you got to get started. So I think you had a good. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, that's I love the succinctness of that, the simplicity of that. It's so true. And I think that's a key part of entrepreneurship that you're mentioning there, is that entrepreneurs get things done. And I think, yeah, just jump right in, get started, get moving. Once you get moving, there's a certain momentum to things, and your idea, actually, comes to fruition right in front of you. But yeah, you have to get started to make all that happen. And yeah, we're all trying to strive for greatness. So that's a great message.
Yeah, yeah, love it. So let's actually get into the so Flow. You've built this incredible app and experience to achieve English conversational fluency. Explain this a little more for people. This is an amazing product, and first of all, let's go with the problem solution. What did you really see, and why did you create Flow? And then we'll get into how can people use it.
Great. Thank you, Nick. So, as I was kind of sharing about my story when I was an English teacher, and then throughout my career trying to help people improve their careers, I always noticed that English was one of the key tools first to, reaching success. And success could be as an entrepreneur, but it could also be academic careers, or working for a very innovative company. There's lots of routes there, but English is a key tool in the toolkit for many people, especially if your business or what kind of work you're related to has a global aspect to it. And nowadays, with everything connected online, so many businesses are working across borders. People are working across borders. Ideas can come from anywhere. The next great idea can come from Harare or any other part of the world, and spread. So English is the key to communicating your ideas, to bringing other people on board, working with other people. And the reason why I made Flow related to my story before was that, as an English teacher, I really wanted to help my students, achieve fluency, but I was struggling as a teacher to be able to provide that for them, only being able to teach a few times a week. With Flow, we're trying to create an immersive experience. An immersive experience means that English and the language is around you all the time. You're thinking in English, you're speaking in English, you're listening in English, maybe you're even dreaming in English. If you get to that point, you're really having an immersive experience. Now, the best way to learn a language, of course, is to travel to that country, live there for an extended period of time, maybe several years, and then you're in the immersive environment every day. And so that's been the traditional way to have an immersive experience. But of course, that's incredibly expensive, time consuming, and maybe only a small window in your life when you can do that. So we're trying to recreating that with Flow, where people can use English, speak English, listen to English anytime, anywhere you want, right from your phone. So if you're a diligent learner, and you're ready to dedicate yourself to this, you can really improve your English speaking ability, your communication skills, and really get your message out there about being an entrepreneur in the business. And it's just a great tool to help you expand your business.
Yeah. And what would you say, what would you say to people? This is applicable in many different countries and continents around the world. We're coming live from Zimbabwe and in continent of Africa. Do you have insight in, how they can adopt this and what it would be best used for, especially, in Africa, they obviously utilize English. There's also native languages. How do you see this happening, especially in, their community?
Right. So one thing I'd like to distinguish here is that we're actually not teaching English. The platform is all in English already. So to be able to use Flow, you need to be already speaking English at an intermediate level. But we're helping learners achieve advanced speaking ability or fluency. And the way to reach fluency is understanding some of the common expressions, feeling comfortable with your pronunciation, making yourself clear. And the way the Flow works is that you speak to your device, you're speaking with an automated voice technology system, so there's no embarrassment, and you can practice as much as you like. Every time you speak, the system will give you automatic feedback to tell you where you're speaking clearly and where you can improve. So this can help you tell your story, to share your ideas, to share your opinions. And as you do that, as you get more confident in speaking in front of people, telling your story and sharing your ideas, people will get attracted to what you're doing. They want to be a part of what you're doing. They want to join your community. They want to work for you, and your business is going to expand. So Flow can help entrepreneurs and people in the Founders Live community by telling your stories and sharing your ideas. And getting that practice, and really a key skill for entrepreneurs.
Oh, great. Luis has joined us once again. Luis, what's going on?
Hey, Matt, that is a great discussion. I have, lots of things I could ask you, but one of the fun things that we can share with the public is that we have been working together to come up with an offer for Founders Live members. What can you tell us about that?
Yes. So I'll put this in the chat as well. But I'm happy to announce that, we're partnering up with Founders Live. I really believe in the community that you and Nick are building here around the world. It's an important thing. Entrepreneurs drive the ideas and the changes in the world that we need to see, addressing the issues that you're mentioning, climate change and bringing people together and being respectful and building an inclusive world. And the change of all of that's driven by entrepreneurs. And I'm an entrepreneur myself. And so I really want to help this effort of people around the world. And we're giving an offer of 50% off of using Flow, so boosting people's English speaking confidence and fluency. All members of Founders Live around the world can join Flow for 50% off. So we currently charge $12 per month. That will be $6. If you do a longer time period of 6 months or a 1 year commitment, really locking in your learning, then you get even bigger discount. So all Founders Live members get 50% off. I put in the chat the link that you can get the discount for. And I welcome all members to sign up. You can start for free, by the way, test it out. You can try 3 lessons a week to see what it's like. I'm convinced that you'll see that there's value there. And also as an education, technology company, I believe that, education opportunities should be available to all people. And so we'll always have a free tier. We understand that we want to give access to everybody. But if you want to have the full toolkit, if you want to have access to all lessons and the ability to improve and see all your feedback and connect with other people, really unlock all of the opportunity that's possible, then you can get the full premium package for 50% off. And so, yeah, happy to partner with Founders Live to make this a reality for many more learners around the world.
That is awesome. Yeah, I was so excited from the moment we started talking about what we could do for the membership and for even just bringing your product to our general community. The opportunities that you offer for them on your vision for equality, for entrepreneurial equality, that just completely matches with ours. And so it's really, really great to be able to put something out there that isn't just some kind of random sponsorship, but something that directly benefits the people in our community and interacting. If I could ask you one more question, it would be, your vision for the world of the future of entrepreneurs in a global community. We come from a business where we're so, at least here in the US, we're so US focused. But we know at Founders Live, having dealt with communities everywhere around the world, how hard people are working and how much is happening everywhere else. And we see so much momentum coming up as a global business community. How do you see things changing in the either short term or long term, or what's your vision for global entrepreneurship?
Yeah, this is a great question, Luis. I see so much opportunity for tapping into the global community. There's just so much positive energy out there, and now everybody's used to connecting online. So this is a great opportunity for founders, for entrepreneurs to connect and expand ideas. I'm not going to be surprised if we see a lot of new businesses coming out of this global community, and that could be a really engine for growth, for changes. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity, and the people who are participating in Founders Live now are really ahead of the curve. There's people who are not aware of the globally connecting, sharing your business with others outside of your country's borders. So people who are part of the Founders Live community really have a great opportunity in the next few years to really get your business out there, to share with people. I really think the next great ideas are going to be coming from places around the world that we never expected. And Founders Live is really pushing that forward. We're going to hear some amazing stories. I just want to be a small part of that, help entrepreneurs provide a key tool in the toolkit. But yeah, these ideas they're going to be coming out of the world. The next 10 years are going to be amazing for global opportunities. And Founders Live is helping everybody be ahead of the curve on that.
Awesome.
Well,
I agree.
Thank you, Matt. So special. That is flowspeak.io. You see that on the screen there, as well as in the chat. And Matt, feel free to share the link for everyone so they can check that out. And again, this is a great tool to really improve the ability to utilize your English speaking skills to move your business forward. That's what we're doing here. We're bringing tools and resources for you all to continually improve yourself and your business to be successful. So, Matt, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Luis. Everyone in the Founders Live community, go out there, crush it. Wishing great success for everybody in Harare who are doing their pitch competitions together. Let's build up this community. Let's find opportunities together. If English improvement is part of your toolkit that you need to work, come on over to Flow. We're going to help you out. And we've got the 50% off deal for you to set you up and set you up for success. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Oh, so good. Luis, just it's an incredible tool.
Yeah, I love it. And like I just said, this is part of our growing toolkit that we're going to be bringing everybody who interacts with us to help them with success in business and in life. We're going to keep working to expand that, and I love having Flow as part of that process.
All right. Well, we're going to do a little transition here, and we've got our next segment, and this is one of my favorites actually, is as we go into the next experience for Center Stage, and this is where we transition into the previews of the startups that we're going to see next hour. And after we do we're going to go through the 5 presenting companies. We have information on 4 of them. And then after we preview these startups for you all watching here, we're then going to bring on Oxy and Tedzoka, our city leaders there in Harare. We're going to kind of ease this handoff to them for them to take over and run the show for Founders Live Harare. But before we do that, Luis, so our first company that we are going to learn from and do a little preview on, we have Umba Africa Tours. Umba Africa is a volunteer travel agency that creates volunteer work opportunities that include bespoke tour packages. And so we are now taking a look at their website. We are checking out, we're going to pull up their website here, and really interesting. So we're going to spend a few minutes on some of these presenting startups just to give you all a preview. Luis, so look at that, travel volunteer opportunities. This is an amazing, really cool, and obviously tourism in Zimbabwe and on the continent of Africa, very large industry. So I'm very interested to hear their pitch and really what they're providing from a volunteer work opportunities and obviously being able to employ people, being able to serve the travel industry. What's popping out at you on this?
Well, what's popping out at me first is a tap into a trend of volunteer tourism. There are so many people in the world that see an opportunity to give back. They want to do work for that benefits the planet or specific communities or specific causes. They also want to take a vacation or at least travel to see other parts of the world and experience other cultures and people and interact. And this is a way that people can combine those needs. It's obviously not like sitting on the beach volunteering, drinking margaritas. This is, getting things done. And I think there are a lot of people and a growing segment of people who find fulfillment in doing this kind of thing. This is true immersion, in another country and another experience. And that's so appealing to a lot of people. So I think this is going to be interesting to hear their angle on it.
Absolutely. Tourism, took a hit during the pandemic, understandable. Everywhere in the world had challenges. People couldn't travel. people couldn't get out and experience the world as they wanted to, and now we're back. And so I'm really excited to hear what they're building, what they're creating, and obviously continually growing and expanding not kind of merging the travel and experience with volunteer work,
Yeah.
and how all that's going to develop. So great job. Interested to learn more. Can't wait to hear the pitch.
It's
All
also
right.
encouraging to see that they've got a website already built out. We don't see that from a lot of startups. Sometimes we see some landing pages as their pre-launch or something, but these guys seem like they've got a lot of their act together already.
Yes. And so our next one is Leamed Supply Private Limited. And we have, let's see, we're going to bring up, speaking of a website, we're going to bring up, actually, since they didn't have a website, we have with them, we have some slides, and we just have a
Oh,
slide that
cool.
we're going to hold here. And so, Leamed Lean Supplies Private Limited is a medical supply company that provides medical equipment and supplies. Our main product is a medical oxygen, which we supply to hospitals, clinics, and home-based care facilities. Yes, we need more quality and affordable medical supplies, especially in parts of the world that might have trouble actually accessing some of these supplies at scale. So, Luis, not a lot of information, but what is that? What is that bringing up for you?
Yeah. So it looks like they're handling a few different audiences here. This is hospitals, um, clinics and homes. So it's not just B2B. There's some direct customer interactions here, or consumer interaction. Um, you know, uh, yeah, we'll see what kind of innovation they have around this. It's almost a teaser for us, right? Nothing more to go on. So they're raising our curiosity. Let's see what they can do. Maybe it's pricing, maybe it's some kind of delivery thing, distribution. As you said, some access to these kinds of things can be a challenge, depending on, a lot of factors. So perhaps they have an interesting delivery method here.
Right. Yep. This is why we do this. It's an exciting part of the experience of just previewing, giving a little taste of what's to come. Of course, as we, have Oxy and Tanzoka join us for the show, then as they take over and then bring on the presenters, and we'll actually hear the full pitches, the questions, then we'll get all the answers, right? But this is obviously the preview, which is so exciting. And all I can say here, before we move on, is just innovation around bringing medical supplies, oxygen, other things. These are life-saving. These are life-saving tools and resources. And if Lean Supply can help save lives, that's it right there, right? Like, that's what it's about. So so great, so great. All right. Next up is MES, and we have their information. So MES is an engineering company, which is an innovation-based company designed to make smart value-adding machines for all, and also assist with engineering services to farmers and feed formulations to livestock farmers. And we're going to now pull up their site as well, and really excited to walk through their information, and actually, right. So with the MES, unfortunately, we are not able to see their website. So what we really have at this point is simply there's not too much information here. But Luis, I want to get your opinion on the engineering company that makes and adding smart value machines, and assists in feeding livestock for the farmers. What comes to you at that point?
Wow. There's really not a lot to go on, especially because I have limited, understanding of that industry. Um, but what I do know is that, farming industry, depending on where you are in the world, there's such a myriad number of technologies, whether it's, super classic farming techniques or super modern, ones that involve computers and AI. And there's just a whole range of functionalities. Again, maybe like the previous, startup here, this is a company that has some kind of innovation in terms of how they bring these services to farmers, in just the delivery method might be the innovation. Um, Maybe it's an innovation on the platform level. I don't know. But yeah, geez, I'm really just grabbing because we have so little, to go on here. But yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately, we just don't have a lot of information. And this is, hey, this is a little lesson here on, making sure that, do you have a website? Is it functional? These are the things as a startup. It's important to get that going. And, obviously they'll get it there and it's great. But we don't have a lot of information, but we do have that statement, which is really interesting. Keeps me very intrigued on what exactly are they building? How are they bringing it to market? Who is the target customer? All that good stuff that we're going to hear from here coming up next. So,
Yeah, you'll find out soon enough.
we'll find out soon enough. All right. The fourth one we have is the KRT. So, we envision a Zimbabwean society that is gender sensitive with zero tolerance to GBV, self reliant and self sustained, empowered women and survivors of abuse. We want to provide a one stop center for survivors of abuse and promote gender equality coupled with equality through capacity building, policy advocacy, civic education, resource mobilization and distribution, research, habilitation, and women empowerment in the Zimbabwe society. So here we go, Luis. And what do you, with that, this is you can just tell this is an amazing community to empower really the society for a more quality and actually safer environment. What's speaking to you on this?
Well, this is a different kind of startup, right? I'm really, glad to see something like this. A startup doesn't necessarily have to be, even for profit, right? A startup can be something, that is simply created to benefit your community, and to, in this case, it's, survivors of abuse. Um, you know, there's a lot of times we focus on the money making aspects of startups. Here at Founders Live, we don't really emphasize that kind of angle, and we don't put it down either. It's just that it's great to have an environment, that brings in other considerations, for still having to run a successful business, still needing all kinds of, tools, and resources to make, your endeavor successful. But ultimately, the goal is to benefit people and help people rather than to, pay off shareholders. Both of them are just fine pursuits, but it's great to see this kind of balance here.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. And, look, business should be impactful,
Mm-hmm.
supportive, growing our community and our society. And this is my opinion, positive benefit to society versus negative benefit to society. And
Good
I'm
way
really,
to put it.
yeah, really interested to hear how they're bringing this to market and really the big things that they're solving. And I think all in incredible forward progress of improving. When you think about empowered women and survivors of abuse, this is tremendously important. One-stop center for survivors and promote gender equality. As you hear in Founders Live, we are very much focused on improving that, what we call respectful authenticity. In
Mm-hmm.
reality, what we're saying is entrepreneurial quality. And so, our angle on this is anyone and everyone, deserves opportunity for success, and especially if they've had challenges and experiences in the past. There's organizations like this that can really, really help. So, very much excited to hear
Yeah.
more.
And you never know, like the next winning presenter on Founders Live could be helped by an organization like this, where everybody needs a shot. And so thanks to this company, this startup, for looking after these people.
Yeah. Well, this is. I hope that Oxy could hear us. We're wanting to bring on Oxy and Tedzoka very soon here, so please prepare your camera and join us on the show. Luis, this is. Look, we hold these every single week,
Yeah.
pretty much every single week. It's at some points there's breaks in the calendar, but Center Stage is our new show that really is a spotlight of the talent that's coming out of the various corners of the world. Last week, share with us where we were last week and what that experience was.
Yeah, last week was super fun. We went to Houston, Texas, in the United States, and saw a live in-person event. We had a great talk with David Nurse, and we brought in a co-host, Robert Turbin. Amazing experience, and one of my favorite features of the show was that we got to visit with Oleg, the city leader there, and have a conversation with him as he walked through the networking session, so we could get a taste of what it was like, not just to see the presenters, but see the attendees experience. Some pizza, some beer, nice space. He really had it rolling. We will be featuring that kind of experience going forward too, whenever we can. But as far as tonight goes, I'm really looking forward to interacting with our city leaders here. They're always so much fun. We really got to give them, we should have brought cake or something like that, because 20 episodes for Harare is quite the achievement. They have always delivered great shows. They have just been active throughout since they started, and it's quite the achievement. Congratulations to Harare in advance for 20. You're legends already in the Founders Live world, so thank you.
Hi everybody. Hi Nick. Hi Luis.
Hello.
So I don't have my co-host today. She's jetting off somewhere in Africa.
Okay.
Well, it's so good. It's so good to see you again, and just welcome. It's this is almost as good as, well, not almost as good as being in Zimbabwe, but it's really, really good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Nick.
Yeah.
Are you at the Impact Hub there?
Yes, I'm currently at Impact Harare. It's actually Africa Day today, so everyone else is on holiday, but we're here working.
Wow. Well, that's commitment right there. Happy Africa Day.
Thank you.
I was just, before we get started here, how are things going in Harare? And just catch up to speed a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, things are great. The world has opened back up again. So for the next event, I think we'll probably have it physically in person. Of course, we'll live stream because we want our global audience to join us. But things are going well. Yeah.
Good. As things get back going, look, Luis has heard my stories so many times of, when I was able to travel there into Harare and meet all of you and, spend time at the Impact Hub. And I always think back, those are great memories of, having that event. So do you imagine as you get back in person, you'll start having the events again back at the Impact Hub, Harare?
Yes, definitely. I mean, we are open, whoever is listening, if you want to partner with us and we can host them all around Harare and just even outside of Harare, we're very open to that. But yes, our first physical event will be here at Impact of Harare.
Good. Well, as Luis mentioned, this is number 20. I mean, look at that. That's just so amazing.
It's wild. I think what you were saying, Nick, before about, the idea of we just do the work and we continue to do it and do it and do it, and then you don't realize how much work has been done until you take a step back. So it's incredible when someone else is saying it because we're just here and we do it and we do it without realizing that we've done so much already.
Yeah. Just get started.
Yeah, exactly.
That is something we love telling the city leaders, keep going. You get to keep it in a high gear. You don't have to restart as long as you keep that momentum up. It works for city leaders. It works for founders.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, Oxy, what we'd like to do is we'll hand off the show to you, and you've done this many times, so we'll have you just take over. We will be sitting in the background. We might pop back on, during after the pitches and be able to, share some thoughts. But we're gonna hand the experience off to you. For you all, this is now Founders Live Harare, and I want to just say congratulations again, and we'll be hiding in the back here, but and enjoying the show.
Yeah, sometimes we like to pop in and do some commentary during a show that's live, but that's in person, but this is a little bit different than that. So we will keep our peanut gallery comments to ourselves as much as we can.
Hey, feel free to grill the entrepreneurs when it's question and answer time.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks, guys. So I see there's a lot of MES, and people are asking how you guys are voting for MES when they haven't pitched yet. So hold off on your votes until after the pitches. So as Nick was saying before, we've been hosting this. Impact Harare has been hosting Founders Live Harare for it's like nearly 4 years now. We started in October 2018. And for those of you that don't know what Impact Harare does or what it is, we are a social innovation space. You should check out our website, impactharare.net. And what we do is we try to help entrepreneurs to scale their projects, to accelerate their projects. And we're also into programming. So we have different programs. They're all on our website. We love sustainability, circularity, and all that good stuff. So be sure to check out our website. And we're very, 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 very active on our social media channels. So Impact Harare, and you can find out everything that we do. So I think we'll just get right into it and have like our first pitch, Umba Africa Tours. So I won't go too much into detail about what they do because I want them to tell you guys what they do. They're into sustainable tourism. They partner with local communities, and their whole objective is to contribute to, the responsible tourism of Zimbabwe. So please support. Can you put their pitch on, and then we'll get to talk to them in a little bit.
Umba Africa is trying to solve the following problems: the lack of volunteer agencies in Zimbabwe, the small number of community-based impact projects led by volunteers, and the overall unawareness of the opportunities in Zimbabwe centered around tourism and volunteering. Our solution is simple. We are developing bespoke travel packages and the creation of strategic partnerships within public and private sector. And we aim to sufficiently align our packages with the Sustainable Development Goals. We found that almost 1.6 million volunteers travel globally. 272,000 of these come to Africa, and we're targeting a mere 2% of this number as the world starts to open up. Through our current educational, tree planting, wildlife, and conservation packages, these are 3 projections. We make a profit by adding 20% commission fee to each of our packages that we put together. Our growth plan is getting our marketing right and tight. Attending global conferences is key, and joining key organizations that put us on the map. We have very few competitors in Zimbabwe, and the way that we've designed our organizations, we're definitely one of a kind in our country. We are asking for $7,000 at a rate of 55% interest. We also would love some mentorship and networking opportunities that can assist within our growth strategy. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you've seen my passion and dedication and the love for volunteer tourism that I like to call purposeful travel.
Okay, thank you, Shumirai. Are you online?
I am. Hi, how is it?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And yourself?
Good. Congratulations for a really great pitch. So if you guys have any questions for Shumirai, please just add them to the comment section. But I'm interested to learn how long you've been in business for, and how did you survive COVID?
I know. So that's the interesting part. I literally was about to launch in 2019. I used my own money to start up the business. I'd actually had a website before this one. And just as we were starting the game counts, because that was one of the first programs we launched, where we go and count animals in terms for conservation and wildlife, they locked us all down. And I had so much interest from all over the world. And through the COVID, I joined so many networking and so many grant opportunities. I actually won a Tony Elumeni grant. And with that, I survived. So now we're just about to start off again, starting our game counts in September, and hopefully more as I partner up with more agencies in Zimbabwe.
All right. So you said you're looking for $7,000 for 5% interest. So you're not. That's a loan, right? You're not interested in equity.
Not necessarily, but a loan is preferable.
Okay. And what do you do? What do you want to do with that money?
So at the moment, I've noticed that because more of the clientele is international, I'm looking to definitely have a robust marketing campaign and also invest in going to conferences, because a lot of these tourism operators, they network and getting to know people. That's how people end up loving to travel. People like people like people who they meet and get to interact with, and that's how they get to come to Zimbabwe.
All right. Okay. Thank you. And the Bayrak, I hope I'm saying that right, says what categories for volunteering are available?
That's what makes us so unique. We've opened up, currently, we've got wildlife opportunities. In terms of the environment, we've got tree planting. At the moment, we also have team building, which we're starting off in the Eastern Highlands. We're also trying to open up within the sports realm, arts, agriculture. We're opening to anything. We actually want to align all of our volunteer packages with the SDG goals so that it makes it impactful to the community and the economy as a whole.
Okay, and Wesley is asking if you're able to share the deck because it's difficult to see and remember. So is this a private sharing or he wanted to share with the world?
Sure, no problem. It's okay.
All right, so please share with him. I will give you guys details. Hope says, what does your team look like currently?
Well, at the moment, because of the COVID pandemic, I am the only permanent employee as the founder, but I've got a graphic designer and I also have an assistant who sort of works on my other events business. But so we can just say there's two other temporary employees, but I'm currently working on my own at the moment.
Okay, so maybe it's silly for me to ask because you said you're just getting started, but do you have any traction? And this could be like partnerships that you formulated or, just tell us about that.
Because the lockdowns last year, we actually have me and my friends and my family have gone to volunteer at the national parks. So we've had a few trial runs and I've gone with some volunteers for the wildlife counts. And in terms of partnerships, I'm working currently with the Forestry Commission because we have to work alongside each other in conjunction with what their goals are in terms of tree planting and the environment in Zimbabwe. I'm definitely working with Zim Parks because they have so many things that they need assistance on in terms of working at a global scale, and what we're also trying to do because they understand the importance of the volunteer market. And currently also working with Far and Wide. They're the guys that are based in Nyanga who run the Muzariri Falls. They want us to bring volunteers down to assist them in their team building and all the things that they're developing up there as well.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, right now you're just kind of like creating these packages, but have you brought any volunteers in as of yet?
Not internationally, but domestically. From last year, we did mana pools, and the year before we did wange, and that was obviously because it was much easier to get the domestic because of the lockdowns and COVID. But this year we're pretty optimistic. I can share my Facebook. If you look at my Facebook page, you can see the amount of people that was so excited to come for the game counts. So I'm optimistic, and I think this year will be a good year.
Okay, and I don't think the audience have any more questions, but I do have one more. Can you talk about your competitors a little bit? You said there's very little competition around this space, so curious to know if you've done your research on your competitors and how you fare in comparison to them.
All right. In fact, how I started the business was because I wanted to volunteer myself. And I found that the agencies were not even based in Zimbabwe. In fact, some of them weren't even based in Africa at all. So I found that there was a gap in the market. The really large organizations are based in London and New York, and they bring volunteers to Africa. So the ones that come to Africa, to Zimbabwe, are actually companies that come from those places. And then the few volunteer places that are in Zimbabwe, like Antelope Park or Emiri, those are just specifically for that lodge or that game park. There's no tour operator like myself. So because I've positioned myself as a tour operator, I can bring in people to come and travel Zimbabwe anytime because I'm registered with the ZTA. So that puts me in a very niche position, I'd like to think. Yeah.
Okay, and I think this has to be the last question. Have you managed to get partnerships with international travel agencies yet?
Yes, what we did was, for example, I attended the Rwanda conference, and there were travel agencies there as well. So I've partnered up with one in Rwanda, and I'm currently working on South Africa and Dubai, which are obviously the common places just for the tours. But I'm looking more for the volunteers. Otherwise, it would have been very easy for me to just go on the travel route. But I want to specifically on the volunteer aspect, not as yet. What I'm trying to look at is to partner up with organizations that want to bring down volunteers as opposed to travel agencies.
Okay, and this is more a comment than a
Yeah.
question. So maybe you might want to link up. You say $7,000 is not enough. All
Yes.
right. Well, thank you so much.
No problem. Okay.
Go ahead. Did you have
Oh,
something to say?
I received funding before, so that sort of, helped me out. And I think this 7,000 will sort of put me on the just to get my scaling up to par.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Shumirai. So we'll see you a little bit later on. And for those asking how you vote, you wait until the end of the show. Wait until the end of the show, and then we'll provide the voting link because we want to give everyone a fair chance. So you vote after you see everyone pitching. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See you later on, Shumirai. So we'll go right into our next pitch by Rita Lee Monde. You can let Shumirai go. Thank you. So Rita Lee Monde is from Lim Supplies Private Limited. So as Nick and Louise were saying a little bit earlier, there's very little information. They provide medical equipment to cater for the medical oxygen shortages in the country that the country is facing. So really excited to hear from them and what their competitive advantage is within this space. So Rita Lee Monde, can we please hear your pitch?
Suppose you had a child with pneumonia or a relative with a respiratory disorder who needed medical oxygen and you didn't have to worry about its availability in hospitals and clinics. Presenting Lime Supplies. Lime Supplies is a medical company which provides medical equipment and supplies. Our main product is medical oxygen, which is supplied to hospitals, clinics, and home-based care facilities. We are trying to solve these three main problems: a dire shortage of medical oxygen, overwhelming number of oxygen therapy patients, and mortality and morbidity of severe pneumonia and other respiratory disorders. We are providing these solutions, serving lives by strengthening the supply chain of medical oxygen, increase the production capacity of medical oxygen, and creating buffer storages at strategic locations across all provinces. Our current market share lies at 8%, and with a serviceable market of 9.2 million, Lime Supplies intends to capture a 66% market share by year 5. Our revenue streams come from direct sales, affiliate marketing, web sales, indirect sales, and advertising. This fits in well with our revenue projections, which are currently at 120,000 during the first year and is expected to grow to 1,120,000 by year 5. We have a lot of competitors in the market, but our competitive advantage lies in that we have the ability to produce medical oxygen at the lowest cost. We are planning to give credit facilities and promotional offers to our customers, such as a 2 kg cylinder for free if they buy 100 kgs of oxygen. We will give 20% of our oxygen to rural clinics as a way of giving back to the community, as most rural residents cannot afford it. We are asking for 500,000 in return of 25% share of the company for the purchase of an oxygen generating plant, transportation trucks, and rentals. We are also looking to partner with investors who can help us accelerate growth and provide mentorship to the team.
Okay, Rita Lee, that sounds very exciting. Are you online? Hi, do we have Rita Lee online? Hi,
Yes,
Rita.
hi, how are you?
Good. How's it going? So, our first question is from Nick Hughes. He says, what country is your service and oxygen available in right now?
Oh, currently we are providing services in Zimbabwe, but we are looking to expand if we get an oxygen generating plant, because right now what we are doing is buying from those who are already on the market and selling on tenders.
Okay, so as a follow-up to that question, you said you have revenue of $120,000. So just curious to know how long you've been operating for.
Okay, the company was registered in 2018, but we were doing the medical equipment and supplies. But after the issue with COVID, I think the pandemic really put the health system on its knees. So we decided to start venturing into medical oxygen. And
Okay.
in last year, we won 5,000 grant from the Tony Elumelu Foundation. So it really got us back on our feet, even though COVID was really like, it was a pain.
Okay, so Hope says 500,000 for equity. And how much equity were you asking for again? She wants to know how much your company is valued at currently.
We're asking for 500,000 in return of 25% share of the company.
Okay. And so how much are you valuing your company at?
uh, Billions of dollars, I guess, because when you look at the medical oxygen business, it can really expand if you really get customers, especially like exporting in other African countries. Because if you look at it, like the pandemic has really caused a lot of backdrop in most of the countries, and most countries do not have medical oxygen. And there are almost, I think, 32 countries which have been placed in code red because of this dire shortage of medical oxygen. So we are planning on exporting medical oxygen to those countries if we get an oxygen generating plant.
Okay, and Luis wants to know how you compare to your competitors.
Okay, we are saying if we get an oxygen generating plant like now, we have the ability to produce medical oxygen at the lowest cost, and we'll also give back to the community, to the rural community, 20% of our medical oxygen, since the rural residents cannot afford it. And we're also planning to give promotional offers to our customers, such that if someone buys 100 kgs or more of oxygen, we'll give a 2 kgs for free. And we are also planning to give credit facilities to our customers so that they pay in installments.
Okay, and the other question is what inspired you to create your company?
Okay. Professionally, I'm a public health officer. So I've been working in Marondera, at Marondera Provincial Hospital, and I've seen a lot of patients losing their lives because of shortage of medical resources, not just medical oxygen, but a lot of medical resources were causing people to lose their lives. So I actually thought, ask myself, what should I do and how can I intervene, especially taking into consideration the economic situation of Zimbabwe. So I decided to form Limit Supplies.
Okay, and I have a question about like your the expertise in your team. Can you tell us about your team, and then with the oxygen plant, who would be responsible for that?
Okay. Um, we are three founders in our company, and currently we are six. Uh, so if we buy an oxygen generating plant from, we actually got connections from the Universal Bosch. We actually have everything on the ground. So I myself will be responsible, and we also have someone who's doing computer engineering, and we are also planning to get engineers and also technicians who are going to be monitoring the plant and also maintaining the plant. So we are planning to create more job opportunities, especially for the youth who are not employed, the technicians and the engineers, and also create some small job opportunities for the others, maybe like those who will be transferring the oxygen with transportation trucks, and those who will be responsible for the buffer storages that we're going to have in strategic locations, maybe across all provinces in the country.
All right. So actually, I think we had a question before this. It says, how big is the market in Zimbabwe, and how much oxygen are you currently supplying?
At the moment, we are not like producing any oxygen, but we are actually buying from other suppliers. So, and we supply on tenders. We don't have
So,
oxygen stored at hand. Like
so can you give a ballpark of like how much you're supplying, maybe in a month?
in a month, we can actually say like 5,000 kgs for now, but we are expecting to start supplying 10,000 kgs per month, so that um, we get 120,000 after removing the expenses.
Okay, and just so people have a benchmark, what is the demand for oxygen currently? Like how many kgs?
Well, since we are not like supplying all the hospitals like now in the country, I can actually say like the demand, I can put it at 5,000 per month.
All right. Okay. I think our last two questions is the plant that you plan to create, is it limited to medical grade production only?
Yeah, for now that's our main priority. We want to produce medical oxygen, especially for the patients.
All right. And then last question, it says if the oxygen generation plant is in Zimbabwe and you export the oxygen, won't it affect your pricing and won't you lose your competitive advantage?
I don't think we will lose our competitive advantage, because when it comes to exporting, we will I think we will like put different prices from the ones that we are offering our country.
Okay, I think he's asking like what would be your competitive advantage in the exporting countries when you go to those countries? Won't you be pricier than the current people that they have supplying oxygen?
Okay, we'll try to reduce our prices maybe by a third from what other competitors are offering. I think we'll have to start to do a market analysis first about the global prices, then we put our prices. But we are hoping that we can reduce our prices by a third of what our competitors are offering.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, and good luck with the voting and everything. Make sure you tell your people to come and vote.
Thank you so much.
All right, awesome. So we'll move on to our third pitch of the day by Simon Muzariri. So they're TransChat, and Nick and Louise did not have information on them, but basically they have a system for personal management of transport. So you can book, you can pay, and then they say you don't have to use data bundles because they use a WhatsApp artificial intelligence system. And then not only that, you can pay for it, but someone else can pay for you using this TransChat system. So really excited to hear what TransChat is all about.
Price hikes, unreliable and unsafe transport for our passengers, people waiting in long queues. These are the products of chaos in our transport sector. We have designed TransChat, a system that is used for personal management, booking, payment, and searching for nearby cars or buses. It makes use of artificial intelligence and WhatsApp. It regulates pricing per unit distance. We are targeting taxi drivers and travelers, to mention a few. With a serviceable market of 275,000, TransChat plans to capture 60% market share. There are competitors in this sector, but we offer accessible, reliable, and a smarter communication between the driver and the client without using mobile data. Our revenue streams are premium subscriptions and transactions, which will translate to a revenue of 3.6 million in the year 5. We are launching with a target of 25,000 users in year 5. We ask for mentorship, valuable networking opportunities, and a seed capital of 10,000, which will be used for team build-up, marketing, web hosting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Simon, for your pitch. Are you online? Hi, Simon. How's it going?
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Good. So if you guys have questions for TransChat, please send them in the comment section. So maybe just talk through your product a little bit, because you said you're competing with Via and Zupco. Have you tested it out? Like, at what stage are you in the production of this product?
Okay, so in a few weeks' time, we're going to launch our first beta. We are going to do our first beta test because those were the competitors that we mentioned were just the competitors that are already in the market. As we are coming, there will be our own competitors in there. So we are launching in a few weeks' time. We are launching our first beta test. So some who wants to test our chatbot and our website can actually get hands on it and feel how it works.
Okay, so Hope says, so in the case of buses, Zupco, please walk me through how I'd be able to use the system.
Okay, so the drivers register on our website, then users will register on WhatsApp. So our artificial intelligence system, our system will actually collect data from the website and give it to the client on the WhatsApp. Then when a client picks, let's say, a location, we have given them name tags. For example, I live in Glenora. We have Glenora Masimbi. So there is Glenora Masimbi. When you choose Glenora in you choose a city, Harare, then you choose Glenora, then it will list all the numbers of the bus stops that are in that specific town. Then you just send a number. Then that number will be sent to the driver with a location so that it could be easy without using any of your mobile data.
Okay, so Nick is asking if you have a website or anything that people can see and learn more about your product.
Okay, we were supposed to to provide the website, but I don't know what's happening. It was still under construction, so I talked with our developer. But in few days, those ones I can share with you guys. It's ready.
Okay, and then Luis says, how do you plan to make potential customers?
Okay, so basically, we are going to use digital
Sorry, it was how do
marketing.
you plan on making potential customers aware of your product once it is released?
Or we are going to use digital marketing, basically, mostly. Then we also capture those who are the drivers that we know that have cars and that are in our city before we expand to other cities. But our main weapon that we are going to use is digital marketing.
Okay, and then it says, will the platform have ride-sharing options as well?
Yes, for example, you can actually ride a combi at a minimum price of $1. So mostly you can find that other players in this game, they provided $15 US, but most people in Africa, in Zimbabwe, can't afford such prices. So we can actually have combis that can actually do share riding.
Okay, and then this question I think was answered before. You said, what are the right economics? Is it cheaper than Zupco? And then I think, Simon, maybe you also want to talk through your customers. Who are you selling this application to? Is it the end user or is it the Zupcos and the taxes of the world? So really define who your customers are so that we can all understand.
Okay, we are targeting drivers, right? Those ones, anyone with a car can actually register on our platform. They can get the benefit of having easy way to find customer around. But we are targeting anyone with a car and bus companies.
Okay, and then with anyone with a car, how do you ensure like quality assurance, basically?
So when you visit our website, there will be a form for you to fill every detail, to ask for driver's license and all those documents that are needed by the authorities of Zimbabwe for your car to be fit for the road. So that's the way we are going to actually filter out certain drivers and pick certain drivers. And also there is also a functionality that a user can actually give us feedback if they have they did have a misunderstanding with the driver. They can actually give us that feedback, then we can get to know what we will do with the driver.
Okay, and then Hip Hop Review wants to know if your company is registered.
Yes, we are registered, but we haven't launched our product yet.
Okay, and then I guess someone said you're talking about Ria Via in South Africa. Maybe you need to check them out if you haven't.
Yeah.
All right, and then I guess my last question would be like, would you say that your main competitive advantage would be like using WhatsApp as opposed to data bundles? Like maybe just talk us through your main competitive advantage. What are you saying you're providing that the current players are not?
Oh, okay. So in Zimbabwe, most people we find them on WhatsApp, unlike we do on like websites. They can't afford to, especially with price hikes of data. People can't actually buy data bundles. So we are trying to find a way where we can capture these customers in easy way. They can communicate with other with their with cars, with the way they can book, where they can search for cars with easy. And we have found that WhatsApp is our main source of market. That's our main source of customers. That's where we can get our customers to to interact with the drivers. So we just make use of WhatsApp APIs that are there.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Simon. And I know you haven't launched your product, but I'm already thinking scaling wise. You're talking a lot about Zimbabwe and the problems that are in Zimbabwe. So thinking of scaling, you might also want to expand. Like, how would you export it to different markets? But just a thought there. Thank you for your presentation, and we will see you in a little bit.
Thank you, Oxy.
All right. Okay, so Kundai Rutendo Trust couldn't join us today, so the next pitch will be like our last pitch for today, and it's by Michael Mashuro of Mishri. I hope I'm saying that right. Mishri Engineering Solutions, also known as MES. You guys have seen it on the comment section. It seems to have a lot of support. So they're an engineering company, and they've designed this hybrid photo making machine to assist mainly smallholder farmers. So looking forward to hear what they have to say about their machines and how they can change the agricultural landscape. So Michael?
Another beast has fallen. Is it anthrax? No. What is it then? It is lack of feed. Drought is back again. Evidence show the rise in animal deaths due to hunger caused by droughts. Lack of affordable value-adding machines has been the cause. Our company is offering solar-powered fodder processing machines and drought-resilient feed formulations for livestock farmers. Smallholder livestock farmers, Animal Husbandry Institute, commercial farmers are our target market, and our current market share is 0.1%. In 3 years, we are targeting 10%. Kurima Machinery Drosk Investments are our direct competitors, whereas National Foods and Profits are indirect competitors. Our machines are environmentally friendly, feed formulations are locally available, our services are in line with Sustainable Development Goals number 8 and 9. 35% profit is for every machine sold and services conducted. 25% profit on trainings conducted. In 3 years, we are promoting new drought feed formulations, mass production of value-adding fodder machines, and building of processing plants with packaging units by 2025. 3.2 million is our revenue target by 2025. To achieve this, we are raising $55,000 with 15% equity. We are looking for investors to mentor us and for acceleration. Use of these funds will go towards operations and tools, customer acquisition, and scaling the team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Can we have you join the stream, please? Hi, Michael. How's it going?
Everything is fine. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm fine. So my first question is, I want to know why you're so popular.
We have been having so much impact in Bedbridge in Zimbabwe.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So if you guys have questions for Michael, please share them in the comment section. So I have one. You said you're looking for $55,000 at 15% equity, which is quite a lot. So maybe you can kind of tell us about your co-founders and who currently owns the business. Is it just you, or are you working with partners?
Okay, currently I'm working with my team of 4 guys, 2 engineers and my wife, together with 1 food technologist for feed formulations.
Okay, and what is the current split of ownership? Do you fully own it? Would it be you and this other new partner that you're looking for, or would it be split between the different partners that you currently have?
Yeah, there are 3 main partners or founders, but currently I have 50%, and the two other guys are 25-25 that are helping us.
All right. Okay. So Louise says you have an exciting and innovative product, but is it affordable? And what can you tell us about the pricing?
Okay, that one, the symbol one in green, it's for smallholder livestock farmers. it costs 450 US dollars. Then the other one, the hybrid one, it's for commercial farmers. It's the recent innovation that we did at my master's at university. And that one is for commercial mass production where you are drying your feed and also you be drying or moisturizing your feed. So basically, we are looking at two innovations that were done in 2020 when there was huge volumes of animals. If you saw on my pitch deck, the numbers of animal deaths and the rampant rise in deaths. So the innovation was patented in 2021 at a symposium in Harare. So those two innovations are basically for smallholder livestock farmers who are not able to do mass production, but they are able to do it at home with solar. So they are using solar powered, and we've got an added advantage over our competitors because they are environmentally friendly, easy to use. But the commercial one is for the big guys who are able to do mass production of feed, which is locally available for survival of animals or for pen fattening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then Hope is interested in hearing the work that's happening in ByteBridge. You said there's been a lot of traction there, so can you kind of talk us through that?
Okay, after my university program, I was awarded as the best designing engineer for my master's. So that project was then implemented via an NGO by the name Mercy Corps, and I was allocated a department called Progress in ByteBridge. So we've been moving around helping farmers, and currently I've been doing the small one for the smallholder livestock farmers where they are using solar to produce and to make their feed. We also help farmers with feed formulations. Currently, we have been using orange peel that has been so much of help to many as we have got as many food drought feed crops that we have combined with the orange peel to make survival feed for animals that have been losing a lot of animals in ByteBridge and other dry areas in Zimbabwe.
All right, and Nick wants to know how many customers you have currently.
So far in ByteBridge district, there were around 6,000 farmers that we are targeting. Then in other regions, because we have been marketing our product via Facebook page, Micro Engineering Solutions, so we have been gradually growing, and what we are looking at is to project ourselves into every smallholder farmer who doesn't have any money to buy from our competitors, such as Profits or National Foods or any other engineering company that is producing similar or closer to machines, but we've been the best so far.
Okay, so you said you targeted 6,000 smallholder farmers, but how many have actually bought your machines?
So far, we have sold 15 machines since we started. 13 the smallholder one, the green one, and the silver one for only two big players in ByteBridge.
All right, and then someone else wants to know which provinces. You said ByteBridge, but do you cater for any other provinces around Zimbabwe?
Yes, I've been moving between the capital city Harare and ByteBridge. So that's where I've been found so far. We are hoping to grow in our customer base and in our workshops. Currently, we've been having a small workshop, but with the team, we've been managing to do our work and support our smallholder livestock farmers.
Okay, I think we have time for probably just two more questions. Bayrak wants to know if the feed formulation is approved by authorities or protected intellectually, and what are the stock feed inputs and capacity outputs? And is there financing for
Yes.
rural?
Yes. So what we did after our master's degree were to go with our feed formulations to Sadicas in Harare as well as SARS. So they've given us a go-ahead on some of our feed formulations to sustain farmers. So we are currently working on the intellectual property so that we fully own such developments, especially on the design. And currently we've been working together with the University of Zimbabwe to make sure that our machines are protected, and currently papers are running around, and we have been successful so far through on our feet and also on our machines.
Okay, and then the question about the capacity, how much can the small machine and the big machine produce?
Okay, for the small machine, the simplified one for the smallholder farmers, it produces 550 kgs an hour. Then if you want to add your orange peel, you then have to go around 350 kgs per ton when you are processing. Then for the big one, you go around 1,250 kgs per hour if you are producing for commercial purposes.
All right, okay, thank you. And then I think this has to be the last question of the day. Do you offer financing models to acquire the machinery, especially for the small scale farmers who can't afford to pay the $450 outright?
Yes, currently we were not on the hard hand to our smallholder livestock farmers. I've been working in the rural areas for some time. So what we used to do is if we make a machine, we then ask even for barter trade so that we balance the equation. So normally if a farmer fails to pay, we can then say, you can give us 4 goats, then you give us a machine, or we can give you a machine, you give us a cow or an ox. So that has been our trend, so that we really meet the needs of the people and also meeting our requirements for work and operations.
Okay, so smallholder farmers are giving you their cows for lobola in exchange for the machine.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Michael, and good luck. We'll see you in a little bit.
I think.
All right. So there you have it, guys. That's 4 startups who all have different and innovative ways to build up a country. So we're going to be joined in a little bit while we're voting by our previous winners and our previous Founders Live Prime Africa region winner. And there's the voting link. So I actually need to open up the voting because I realize that a lot of you do a lot of pre-voting, which is unfair. So I'm gonna go and open up the voting now so you can finally vote for your favorite startup. And the voting will happen in a period of about 10 minutes. And here we have Nick and Louise again. Do you guys have anything to add? What do you
Hey,
think of the startups?
Nick's on mute, but that happened to me last week.
Awesome.
Beautiful
And you,
stuff. Love it. Been this just it's always a pleasure to not only join the events, but it's so cool to see this is innovations, right?
Yeah.
Innovations on especially our local community level. And I always love to hear the amazing projects and startups coming out of Zimbabwe. Luis, your thoughts real quick. And I'm excited to talk with Epi here soon. So that's a surprise for us today.
Well,
Yeah.
one theme that we see happen time and time again on Founders Live is what starts at the local level can be universally appealing. Look at MES's innovations here. What cures some farmer needs in this region could apply. You can imagine it applying in all kinds of other regions around the world, especially as climate change affects farmers all around the globe. So yeah, really cool to see stuff that starts at a core local idea and has global implications. It's perfect for what we're trying to do here.
Okay, awesome. So while you guys get to voting, I'm going to ask Epifania to join us online.
Yay.
So she won the 15th edition of Founders Live Harare, and then she went on to win Founders Live Primetime Africa, which is a competition, continent-based competition of the top 25 startups out of the Founders Life ecosystem. And she also qualified for the Founders Life Live Fest. So, Epi, are you online? Would love to hear from you and where you are now. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are
Good
you?
to see you again. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm hot. It's hot.
Okay, so for those who don't know Epi, can you tell us a little bit more about Mutombo and where the business is now? Just talk us through your experience with Founders Life and Impact Harare.
Sure. So my name is Epifania Mafuku. I'm 21. I started Mutombo last year in January 2021 and joined the Founders Live volume 15 and went on to win that. I'm so grateful to everyone who voted. Then we went on to win the regional competition. And I was so excited to be involved in the Founders Life Fest. It was such a fun experience meeting other entrepreneurs, connecting with other different people from all over the world. It was such a great experience. And from the things I learned there, I kind of implemented them into the business. Ooh, forgive my setting. Forgive the
You're
noise.
fine.
But yes, so yeah, Mutombo is now in 3 specialty retail stores. We sell like in the small health shops. So we've managed to infiltrate those and we sell from there. And we are also currently in one local restaurant called Cafe Valdemir's. We have managed to push up our volumes. Our volumes on production have gone way up. And what else? Yeah, Mutombo's just we're doing
That's
really
amazing.
great. We're continuing to persevere and it's such a great experience. It's fun because it's something I'm passionate about. So I'm just very happy we're here.
That's so great to hear, Epi. And then in terms of like the future, where do you see Mutombo? Where do you guys want to go? How big do you want to grow? Do you want to overtake the tea industry in Zimbabwe regionally, nationally?
I think I would have started with the mindset that we would have wanted to infiltrate like the tea market, but I think I was limiting myself and like the idea. So I think I'd want to enter like more like let's call it like a beverage market. I think the thing that has really moved for me is the ready to drink iced tea that we make from the blend of herb hibiscus tea. So I think I want to push in that industry because we have introduced a new product. It's still hibiscus, but it's a sparkling version. So almost like a fizzy drink, but very healthy for you. No added sugars, no added preservatives. So Mutombo is going towards export. I think we would really want to push for export and also push and just grow in the beverage and tea market. So we're broadening our horizon.
Wow,
Hey.
wonderful. Great to hear. Nick, Louise, do you guys have any questions or additions?
Yeah,
for Epi?
it's just so good to see you, and so happy for your success and everything. My question is, maybe describe a little bit of how the experience, just even, obviously the Harare event and then Prime Time and then going into Live Fest, how did that, change you or impact your, confidence and your growth as a founder?
I would say that the competition, first of all, I want to say it was my first pitch. It was my first ever pitch for my business. So I like to believe that from starting there, I've gotten way better. So it was a very good experience because it was almost like a teaching experience, learning from other people's pitches and learning from what other people would say about my pitch. It's also kind of increased my confidence. I think I talk a lot more compared to when I started about the business. So I would like to say that it's increased my confidence. I'm more talkative. I can speak really well about what I'm making, and yeah, that's what Founders Live has done for me. Yeah.
So great.
That is fantastic. It's really cool to see you also just, evolve the product and expand your vision for what you can do. I was I follow you guys on social media, and it's cool to see the product improve and your new stuff come out. You can just see you're going to be so successful. We're really cheering for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Great. Thank you, Epi, for joining us. And, we hope you continue to follow Founders Life and Impact Harare and continue to share with us your journey.
Always. And good luck to all the founders for today.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Epi. And
Thank you.
Before we reveal who the winner is, we are going to have one more guest. So Tendai D. Musa, who won founded the 19th edition of Founders Life. So last month, is it months, year? I don't know. We do this so many times. So hi, Tendai. How's it going?
I'm good. Please pardon my poor lighting, but I'm happy to be here.
Okay. I mean, just maybe you can tell us a little bit more about your business. I did introduce you, so maybe you want to introduce yourself. Qubit Dynamics, tell people what it does and how Founders Life has helped you throughout that whole process.
Sure, definitely. So Qubit Dynamics, we are a fintech company who is basically trying to rebuild the infrastructure for the financial services sector, so that we can cover the gap. That's the like for the underbanked and unbanked people, by providing digital identity that is blockchain based, and then building fraud detection solutions on top of that blockchain layer, and then just a single sign-on service for onboarding customers and verifying like that KYC process that so many financial institutions rely on, and also put some machine learning model that will track the interactions and usage of all these digital profiles amongst many institutions, so that we can build an open API, an open banking API that can actually predict certain trends and models that can suggest new products for the financial sector, instead of relying on the traditional products that everyone is using. So we are basically trying to drive innovation within the financial services sector in Africa and beyond.
Oh, nice. Every time I hear blockchain and open API and stuff, it just sounds like gibberish, but I'm sure you're doing great things. So where are you now? What have you done? I know you recently pitched, but how much have you advanced your product?
Yeah, so we've built I think right now one of the blockchain layer of our service, it's almost done, and also we have started building our graph-based fraud detection model that we are going to offer as a service that financial institutions can plug into and use, something that is cost effective and homegrown and very, very flexible. So I think what Founders Life has done is it helped us to see how big this thing can become, and it put us at a stage where we realized that we could actually cause so much impact, and the thing that we are working on is very important, because I think ever since we pitched, my phone has been blowing. So many people trying to talk to me because of the exposure that this platform gave us, and it was an important validation step for us, because certain things you just think is gibberish, like you say, but when you come to such a platform, you're talking to people who help you realize how big this product you are working on can become. And so I think it's been surreal ever since we started our journey with Founders Life.
Oh, that's amazing to hear, Tendai. We wish you all the best on the next journey. And, you're still with this journey with us at Impact Harare. So anything that we can assist with and, come in to see us, we're here for you guys. So thank you so much for joining us.
Sure, definitely. Thanks a lot.
I would, hey, Tunde, I want to say congratulations as well. Great job. And hey, you're in the primetime voting for this year's experience. And so make sure that, and we'll be more emails to you as well. You'll see from us, but make sure you get people to watch your pitch video, vote, so that you can have what Epi just experienced last year to be in the primetime experience. So make sure you get people to vote for you for this next one to get you into primetime Africa.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Nick. I'm on board.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are over 63 people watching, 65 now. So you guys go vote for Tendai so you can be part of primetime.
Sure,
all right, awesome. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you to everyone who pitched today. So what we're always saying is, half the battle is showing up, and everybody who pitched today gets to walk away with $5,000 worth of Amazon Web Service credit, which is very useful towards businesses for websites. Like Simon was saying, they're still trying to launch his. And of course, the winner today walks away with $10,000 worth of Amazon Web Service credits and membership at Impact Harare, which includes co-working space and access to the mentorship that you need, to investors, and to just the people around this space who are always so inspirational and creative. So there's that co-creation aspect as well that's involved with being part of Impact Harare. And I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me speak and you want to find out.
Great. I'm actually mesmerized. I love listening to you speak.
Great.
Wow,
thank you, Luis.
That's a great list of benefits for, throwing Impact Hub membership. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, so shall we find out who the winner is?
Let's find out.
Nick, do you want to do the honors or should I?
You're doing a great job.
All right, let me close the voting. So voting is officially closed and we have 133 responses. That's wild, guys. So the winner is, drum roll, everybody. Okay.
This is perfect.
Can we show it online? Take a wild guess. With 61 votes, Missionary Engineering Solutions. Woo! So MES, Michael, do you want to come back online? Michael, can we have you back online?
There we go.
Woo, well done. How are you feeling? Oh my gosh, yes. Celebrations. That is awesome. So tell us, how are you feeling? Okay, if you can get a word in just very quickly, we have 5 minutes left. Tell us how you're feeling, how's your experience been?
So great.
A lot of celebrations going on there.
Always.
Michael, this is congratulations.
Congratulations.
So excited.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. So thank you. You can come back on our next show and tell us once you're more composed. But congratulations. You're doing amazing things, and we will walk this journey with you. So we're excited to have you be part of our team, and then we will talk to you, I guess, continually, and then we'll work together more and more. So congratulations again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Founders Live, for this opportunity. It's so defining to life, and to hope my dreams have come true. Yeah.
That's so good to hear. Well, thank you. And if people can join us back on the stream, and then we'll just say bye to everyone. I don't know if Nick or Louise, you have any closing remarks, but I just want to thank everybody that came on today and everybody who is watching, even if you didn't, maybe.
Luis, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? Congratulations to the winner. That's a fantastic thing. It's a big deal to have support as you're launching, but also congratulations to everyone else who pitched and didn't win. You're all winners, and you're all transformed through having gone through this. So we love all of you, and it was great hearing everybody pitch. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well done to everybody that pitched. And like Louis says, everybody here is a winner. You've connected with so many people. I'm sure people are going to be calling you over the next week. So congratulations, everybody. And we will see you next time at Founders Live.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you, everyone. Oxy, congratulations. Another event. You're amazing, and you all are doing such a great job over there in Harare, Zimbabwe. Good job.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so
Goodbye.
much. Thank you.